Alright, so the affirmative is trying to say that there is an economic crisis and that as a result of it, police are being laid off and it'll increase crime. And so their solution to that is getting rid of the death penalty. Yet they don't have any evidence that states how much money is being wasted on the death penalty. All they say is that money is being wasted. It could be $1,000, it could be 99 cents, but they're just saying that it's wasted. And it may not even make a significant impact on law enforcement. And they're also saying that crime will increase, yet the death penalty is the biggest deterrent we have against murder. Executions not only deter murders, but they also increase the deterrent effects of other punishments. Jeffrey A. Fagan, Professor of Law and Public Health, Co-Director, Center of Crime, Community, and Law, Columbia Law School, 2006. Some researchers argue that even murders of passion among the most irrational and of lethal crimes can be deterred. And one study by student Professor Xingque Liu claims that executions not only deter murders, but they also increase the deterrent effects of other punishments, such as mandatory minimum sentences for drug crimes and 3 strikes laws for repeat offenders. So what this is saying is that the death penalty deters murder. People who are thinking about killing people aren't going to kill people because aren't going to commit murder because they have the threat of the death sentence and execution. I have another evidence from the same source that says each execution deters anywhere from 3 to 32 murders. In the past 5 years, a new wave of a dozen or more studies have appeared reporting the deterrent effects of capital punishment that go well beyond Elrich's findings. The estimate of the deterrent effects are far greater, ranging from 3 to 32 murders deterred for each execution. And so they're saying in their contention 1 that there's in subpoint A that there's an economic crisis. We're not saying that there's not an economic crisis, that the deficit is building, and they continue that through subpoint B. In subpoint C, they say 1,000 police were eliminated, but they don't say how big of an impact that will have. And in their subpoint D, they say police layoffs will increase crime. And one of their sources that they say increase crime comes from Camden, New Jersey. And we're talking about abolishing the death penalty in California, not New Jersey. And I go on to say that the death penalty also saves money, where they say it wastes money. I have evidence that states that it actually saves money, and that repealing the death penalty will result in an increase of expensive trials and post-trial procedures. By Michael O'Reilly, news writer for Napa Valley Register, June 10, 2012. The United States Bureau of Justice statistics show that while 18.9% of murder cases go to trial in jurisdictions without the death penalty, only 5% of murder cases go to trial in jurisdictions with the death penalty. California averages roughly 1,800 homicides per year. Assuming a similar reduction in the number of murder cases resolved by peace bargains, repealing the death penalty likely would result in substantial increase in expensive trials and post-trial proceedings. And they say that they want to save the money and send it towards law enforcement, but law enforcement officials were actually opposed to getting rid of the death penalty in the recent election of Prop 34. It comes from an article from CBS News. Despite Cause California votes to keep the death penalty, but many influential law enforcement officials and 3 former governors opposed the ballot measure. They argue that the condemned inmates would escape justice and that there were no true cost savings from the closing death row. And many of the supporters, many of the people against Prop 34 was sheriffs and law enforcement. I didn't bring up the statistics because it's a long list of different police departments and sheriff's agencies. And I now stand open for cross-examination.
Jason, you state that the police are opposed to getting rid of the death penalty, right?
Correct.
Okay, are they more opposed to losing their jobs? We're proposing to save money so we can save their jobs. Which one do you think they would rather have more, a job or the death penalty?
Most likely the job.
Okay, and then you also stated that deterrent, the death penalty is a deterrent?
Correct.
Okay, and how was this study conducted? Do you know, did they go around asking people you thought about committing murder but the death penalty made you change your mind?
No, they did studies off of economic and sociology and stuff.
And you also stated that we said it was wasting money, but we didn't know how much money it was. Don't you think any money being wasted could help the economic crisis, no matter the amount?
Well, the state's wasting, according to politicians, the state's wasting money on all sorts of issues right now.
So don't you think alleviating any of it would be better than just not?
Well, sure, but you don't know how much money is alleviated. It might
But
cost
isn't
more.
any better than none?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.